So Kenyans will not take bullshit when it's served on the table. And Kenya Kwanza will have their day with destiny. They must answer to the people of Kenya anytime they try to gaslight on any situation. We must be able to hold them accountable. That is part of holding our leadership accountable for their deeds in office.
Hello, very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another interesting episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My good name is Evans Oking. It's such a pleasure to always have you on board. Well, remember, this is Kenya's most comprehensive political and public governance analysis show, and of course, I'm always glad to bring you up to date with comprehensive analysis of all that is taking place within this country and across our borders. This fine morning, I'm joined by one of our own here, Wakili Willie Sotieno. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm quite okay.
Yes.
Yes. Thank God we've got this chance to have this conversation in the morning, and I can see you're dressed to kill. Are you waiting for a conversation?
Yeah, I'm waiting for today.
Okay, Wakili.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the conversation. Wakili, I want us to begin from here. I saw your tweet on X, of course, formerly Twitter, the kind of post that you made there concerning the kind of statement that was made by the president while addressing the crowd at the recent crusade by evangelist Benny Hinn. And just to quote, you're saying that this man is living in his own world, completely tone deaf and ignoring the suffering of the people. He's still fantasizing about 2022 sham elections, unaware that even in his own voters don't want to hear about him. Now tell me, why would you make such kind of statements at a time when the president is actually reflecting on the kind of journey that he's had to reach where he is right now?
You know, when you get to the leadership of people,
yes,
it's not about yourself. It's about the people. So you cannot stand on a national platform to start talking about how you dreamt you are going to be president in 2006. So it's all about you pursuing or achieving your raging ambition. I mean, it's about the people. It should be about service to the people. And you give glory and honor to the people who elected you. So everything that you do when you're in office, any public office for that matter, but most importantly, the presidency, it should be about the people seeing themselves in that office. And whatever you pursue, whatever you implement as a policy decision, it should be something that empowers the people. It cannot be that I'm sitting there and all you say is how I'm so great, I've become a president, I dreamt this in 2006. I mean, who cares? It was not about your own personal ambition. Then it means that you miss a connect between yourself and the people whom you lead. So, as I said before, we need to start having a genuine conversation about why people aspire to leadership and why they hold those positions. My position is very clear. Anybody who holds a position, it should be a position that is held in service of the people. You should even be telling us that I dreamt that Kenyans will be free from hunger in 2006. Or I dreamt that Kenyans will be able to have comprehensive health care, from primary health care to comprehensive health care in 2006. I dreamt that unemployment in Kenya will be a thing of the past in 2006. I dreamt that we'll be able to advance in technology and we'll be a technological hub in Africa in 2006. I mean, that's the kind of a dream that a president should be having. Not that I dream that I'm going to become president to self-actualize. So then what? Once you become, so what? It's about the people. So tell us, your dreams should be about how you empower the people and improve their lot as a people, not about yourself. So don't see yourself as somebody who is, I'm now great. So what is your greatness if a majority of your people are sleeping hungry? Your majority of your graduates don't have jobs. Those who have jobs are working in enterprise that don't relate with their qualifications. Your healthcare system is completely compromised. Your education system, no one can even talk about it. Your production has gone down. You're importing, more than you're exporting. Your shilling is losing value every day. You have to manipulate the market. to get a relief for 1 week, then you go back to default setting. The price of fuel, for the first time in your presidency, has gone beyond 200 Kenya shillings a litre, and it will keep increasing. You are now forced to introduce subsidies on fuel, which you all know is not sustainable. You've taken more in debt, borrowed more in debt than any other president in the history of Kenya in their first year in office. You are the only person in Africa who is borrowing in the international market, Eurobond, at double digits, 10.35, when others are getting at 7% interest rate. So what are you talking about? So you should not be talking about, I've become. No. Say what you've done, what you dreamt. What was your dream about the people? And what have you done to actualize that dream? That, to me, is what leadership is about. It's about the people. Yes.
And so that actually informed your kind of tweet on the president's statement. But then, still sticking within the religious realm and all that, we've seen a number of them. That function, of course, was attended by so many leaders across the political divide in this country. But also, while attending another function, the president actually reiterated his ambition and said very well that the country is on the right track. In as much as you are making these statements here, but he said that his conscience is clear and they are on the right foot right now. Of course, he said that the plan is working and he's sure that Kenya is on the right economic trajectory. This is a statement that has been said by the president in times without number. What do you make of such kind of statements? Because is it the reality on the ground?
You know, everyone is entitled to their opinion. But you are not entitled to your own facts. Nobody has their own set of facts. If I say that we have now more graduates who are unemployed than who are employed, the job market is not absorbing the graduates as they come out. That's a fact. No one can dispute. I'll tell you here that our health system is in shambles. That's a fact. I'll tell you here, our counties are not receiving their disbursement of funds in time. That's a fact. CDF is not being disbursed. A fact. Government is borrowing at a higher interest rate in the international market and the domestic market. That's a fact. Why should government borrow from the domestic market at 18% interest rate? When that happens, how will a private individual access credit facilities, access capital? Because then if a private individual goes to that market, he is going to borrow at a minimum, because at 18 add 4%, that's 22. Then based on your credit worthiness assessment, it can even be 28, 26, even 30 we are staring at. So those are universal facts. They are the facts that Kenya Kwanza knows. They are the same facts that we know. If that is the right track for them, then that is their right track. But it can't be the right track for the country. Their track record is a track record that speaks to a failed regime. There's a disconnect. And part of what you noticed even with Kimani Chungwa being heckled in his own constituency is because he was trying to gaslight and shift blame for their failures. And Kenyans are calling them out. It's not us. It's Kenyans who are having a conversation with
them. So you think that people are now getting to be more aware of what is actually taking place?
Now, I've told you, Kenyans are no longer the fools. Wajinga walisha. Kenyans are now the wiser. And you are going to see more and more. You saw even in Narok, that CS for environment, they are being told, stop this bullshit. So Kenyans will not take bullshit when it's served on the table. And Kenya Kwanza will have their day with destiny. They must answer to the people of Kenya anytime they try to gaslight on any situation. We must be able to hold them accountable. That is part of holding our leadership accountable for their deeds in office.
So here we are. The president says we are on the right track. You say we are not actually on the right track. And of course, you've tabled your facts here. I hope I can get that kind of chance to have a conversation with him also on the same. But then, finally, as we conclude this conversation about the economy and how this country is actually faring on, recently we've seen a number of projects actually being launched in the country. And some of the things that we've actually witnessed, especially with regards to the government spending, one of them that actually shocked me was the repair that is supposed to be taking place at the official residence of the Deputy President, a building that cost around 450 million for its construction. It's supposed to be repaired using 600 million Kenyan shillings. People are asking, they said that the government said that they actually inherited empty coffers, but then when you look at some of these things and how they work, there is some sort of a disconnect. What do you think is actually happening here?
That's why I tell you, maybe it's the right track for them in their individual capacities, but it's not the right track for the people of Kenya, because that clearly tells you the disconnect. If building the entire residence cost 450 million, now you want to do repairs at 600 million, why not then just demolish the old structure and put up a new one? Condemn all of it and then just excavate and start afresh.
Do you think it's possible that maybe the prices of materials have actually gone up over
over the last 10 years? That over the last 10 years, you're going to tell me it has gone up that much? Yeah, we also, everybody buys materials here. So you enter inflation is more than 100% in the last 10 years. Because that is what it is. Even if prices have gone up, it couldn't have gone up by more than, our inflation has not been 100%. It's been around average of 9%.
Okay.
Yeah, less than 9% in fact. So that's the disconnect I tell you about. That they are so tone deaf that someone can wake up and actually write down on a piece of paper that we are going to renovate this house at a cost of 600 million Kenya shillings. So of course that's a looting spree. There's no renovation being done there at 600 million Kenya shillings. Right? So it's purely about getting money out of our coffers. So it's the right track for them.
Okay.
So they can continue on that right track. But as I said, the people of Kenya have their own track. And they believe the track Kenya Kwanza has taken is a track that is leading the country to destruction. It is not adding value to our economic condition as a people. And that is why they are now being called out. And we must call them out.
Okay.
We must have a genuine conversation. I said last time that when you're having economic challenges, you must live a frugal life. You cannot show opulence and excess expenditure. When your people are dying of hunger, they are barely able to afford a meal a day. And then you are throwing an opulence lifestyle. You are engaging in things that, in my view, are vanity projects. Those are vanity ventures. Because it's not like that house cannot be occupied. It's not like that house cannot be used. It can be used.
Okay.
But in terms of prioritization, why would that be way up when there is no hospital? There are not enough drugs at Nakuru Level 5 hospital. Why not focus on Nakuru Level 5? Why not focus on Moi Teaching Referral Hospital to improve the facilities? Why not focus on Kenyatta? So there's a big disconnect. So in the midst of all this, they think the priority is to renovate a private residence at the expense of renovating the National Referral Hospital.
Do you then think that the government has got some sort of a problem with regards to its planning priority?
Of course, that is what it is. So do they think the comfort of Gachagua is more important than the comfort of cancer patients at Kenyatta National Hospital? Because if they thought the comfort of Kenyatta National, or patients at Kenyatta National Hospital, cancer patients at Kenyatta National Hospital is important, I believe they will have done that before they do the DP's residence. But they can't see it. They just don't get it. If they thought that these Kenyan graduates who are not getting jobs in the job market need an immediate response in the economy, they will have prioritized that as opposed to giving Gachagua a comfortable house. If they thought that Kenyans who are running SMEs that are not able to access credit facilities because of high interest rates are more important than Gachagua's personal comfort, they will not be borrowing from the domestic market to do those vanity projects. Right? So there's a disconnect. But that is their make-believe world. They can continue living within it. Let them have it. But let the Kenyan people have their own parallel conversation as to what they need. And I believe this is not what they need, in my view.
You're just saying here that Kenyans have a date with destiny?
A day with destiny. It will come.
Well, let's wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, you can weigh in on this conversation and tell us what you think is actually going on here with regards to the kind of statements that the president made. He says he still maintains that the country is on the right trajectory in terms of its economic well-being. Well, let's wait and see whether the president will be proven right in the course of time. Kindly weigh in on this conversation and tell us what you think. And if at all you're watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel here and tune in to some of our programs that will be coming up next. Jadel Kabiru is always here, as well as Richard Mwenja. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okenyi.